Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how I make a plain snippet roll and how I use them to decorate my journals, journal covers, journal pages, and how I make pockets with them. So first of all, I've gathered together my equipment. I need a plain piece of fabric like this. This is a piece of cotton sheeting or cotton sheeting fabric. It's 4 inches wide and it is the whole width of the fabric. So that is probably, this one is probably about 46 inches long. So there we are, poly cotton sheeting, 4 inches by about 46 inches long. Okay, so that's my first piece. I've also got here different bits and pieces of fabrics, kind of loosely coordinating. It doesn't have to be perfect. There, and that's that. And I've got a little bit of lace, white and a bluey. We'll just see how that goes. I don't know if it's going to go or if it's all going to go. So, right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around for a little bit, putting down some fabric onto this cotton sheeting. So I've already got a couple of bits cut here. Let me have a look. I've cut there's some pieces cut in different kind of lengths and widths and what have you. So a bit of blue kind of ticking here. So right, I'm going to start by laying that one there, I think. Right. I've got a little piece of blue, which I'm going to put there, something like that. Something like this. Neaten that off a little bit. There we go. And that can go there. It doesn't matter if it goes over the edges at all. It doesn't matter at all. So there's that. Now I've got some unicorn fabric which I kind of like, and I've cut like a square, like one piece of the motif from it, and I quite like that. I think I would like that to go here somewhere because I want to make a feature of the kind of unicorns and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I want a couple of pieces like this, because I think, yeah, if I want that one there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lift that up a minute. I'm going to put that there. And something like that there. And that one can go on top. Yeah. And something like that. You can see what I'm getting to. I want that's got to come a little bit further. Right, so that's that, and I like a little bit of this kind of, it's just nylon lace, that a bit of trimming. I think I'm going to put that there. Right, loose thread there. So you kind of see what I'm getting to. It doesn't matter about these edges because that'll be fine after a while. Oh look, that needs to go in there. There. Right, so now I'm going to pin this. You can use one of those spray fabric glues, they're quite good, but I do like to pin. I'm kind of old school sewing, so I like to pin. Put a little bit there. Down through that. pinning down through the layers. Now I've placed the pins all facing the same way, because when I put it under the sewing machine I will be sewing that way, and as I pin I like to take the pin out. As if sometimes what you find, if you just go over that, you'll get a bit of a gather of fabric right here where the pin has been. So when you're sewing with your sewing machine, sew down here, take your pin out, sew down here, take your pin out, and then you can flatten it and adjust it as you go. So there we go, I've pinned that little bit out, and now I'm going to just go to my sewing machine and I'm just going to sew, stitch it down, fasten that down. There we go, I've just now finished fastening those few pieces down, just backwards and forwards, like so. Now I'm going to continue laying some more pieces down and see how we go. And I found some little cloud fabric which I quite like, so I'm going to continue all the way along. I'm going to do it in chunks of about 12 inches because I find that's quite the best to handle with pins and things in it. So here we go, just fiddling around a bit, sorting, just seeing how we go. Another piece of ticking, maybe. Yeah, just tidy that piece up a bit, I think. You need a nice sharp pair of scissors. There is nothing worse than trying to cut fabric with a blunt pair of scissors. Try to keep you a special pair if you can. Right, so I'm going to put that there, and I have a little piece of unicorn I think might just fit there, like that. Right, what do I need? I think I want a piece of something to go that way. I think I'll use that fabric again, quite like that, and something else down there. Got some fairy fabric here. What I've got a piece. Yes, I do. Look, I've cut a piece off of that, and is that going to go? Pretty much. Nope, not keen on the colour mix there. Needs to be dark again, I think, doesn't it? Maybe if we go that way, like so. And I tell you what, I'm going to find another piece of this, bigger piece of this. I've got a little strip here, and that can go like so. I'm just going to cut that off like that, and I'm going to put another bit of that lace like that. Okay, right, we're coming on. I'm going to pin that down, like I did the last piece. Pinning each piece down as I go. I need some more pins. There we are. There. Right, this is developing quite nicely. So I've gone away and I've stitched the piece that I was pinning a moment ago, and I've stitched it all down, and now I am just pinning out the next kind of 12 inches, and I've got a little bit left which I'm now going to finish off, which is quite nice. So I'm now going to get, I think it's about time for a piece of, yeah, it is time for a piece of lace here. So that's going to go there. Or shall I put him in there? Do you know what? I'm going to put him in there. A moment. And I'm going to get a piece of dark to go there. Just like that. That was good. Need something here. How about some clouds? They're about the right width. Go here. Like so. Getting to the end of these bits of scraps and bits and bobs now, which is quite nice. So I'm going to put that. Yeah, that can go there. Like so. Gosh, we're getting there now, aren't we? I'm gonna have a piece of that just to square it all up here, I think. That is going to go there like that. Yep, I'm going to put that under there. Not like that, that like that. Piece of lace. And it's there we go. Like that, look. Oh, this is coming along a treat. There we are. So it doesn't matter, like I said, if it's going over the edge or if it's not, you know, as long as it's up to the edge, that's fine. Pin it down. There we are. A few more pins. There. Now what am I going to put on the edge? So we just need something to go here. I fancy a little bit more. Use a little bit more of that up. So right up to the edge. Little bit there. What should we do? Piece of that? Yeah. Why not? Like that. There. Okay, so I'm going to just go and fasten that down, stitch it down, like I said, going down that way. There we are. I've just finished sewing the last piece, and as you can see we have a snippet roll just about ready to be used. The next bit I'm going to make sure this is well fastened down. I like to do some over sewing. You can do free machine embroidery if you can. I can't, it's not my thing. The last time I tried it I nearly broke my sewing machine, so I haven't done it since. So all I'm going to do is from all the way up and down, I'm just going to be going backwards and forwards in loops, if you know what I mean. All the way down, anchoring down these bits that aren't quite in, randomly going backwards and forwards in a loopy way, like I am. Anyway, backwards and forwards all the way down through. I shall be doing all like this. Okay, so I'm just going to go and do that, and then we will have a snippet roll that's ready to use. Lovely, there we go. Right, there we are. That is all the pieces anchored down, most of the corners down nice and tight, and as you can see from the back, hope you can see this, it's just random, backwards and forwards, snaking in and out, lots of loopy bits, so hold the corners, you know, and make it nice and firm. Right, so now that is ready to go, I'm going to show you how I use it to decorate a cover for a journal. Now, my normal size for a journal cover when I'm starting off, the piece of fabric that I have, and this again is cotton or polycotton sheeting, and it is 14 by 8. Okay, so that leaves, when you come to it, it's going to have a 2-inch spine, but that doesn't matter for a moment. All we're going to concentrate on now is how this is going to be used to decorate the journal. So basically all I'm going to do is take 2 lots of 14 inches. I like this one. I like that for the front really, I think. So, I wonder if I could put that there so I don't have to cut off. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, that's one piece I quite like. So that piece is going to go at the bottom. So I'm just going to snip that off. Doesn't matter if it's wrong, it can be, you can go back and do it again. So there's that. Now then, do you know what, I quite like that there, that piece there, you know, as well. Can you see what I'm doing? I think that will come down a little bit. There, I'm just fiddling it around. That can come down a bit, and that, right, that is what those are the pieces I'm going to have for my, that is going to be the cover of my journal. So, next thing. I am going to, there's a little bit there overlapping, a little bit there, that's fine. I am going to cut, I want that a little bit more. It doesn't matter about these bits, because can you see that that can be a pocket later on, or a tag. So I'm going to cut there. I'm going to cut there. See that that is basically the cover of my journal. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to under and over it a bit so that it's flattened down like so. That goes nicely there. That can go like that, look, up and under there, under there. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just matching them in, and in a minute I'm going to pin it down and sew it. That doesn't really go there. It's just a matter of just manipulating the fabrics a little bit. Okay, that can go down there. That might be a bit long, but it might stay yet. I don't want to cut it off yet. So there, that is how I cover. Now, just going to have to adapt it a little bit because it is a little bit overhanging. But the main thing is I want these two on the front of my, so I'm just going to, that is fine. That's fine there, and that's fine there. That needs to come a little bit that way. So there we are. I'm going to pin that now. I mean, this is all going to be embellished even more eventually. So, pin it all the way along. That needs to go in there like that, overlap it. You won't notice that it's overlapped. There we go. And that piece in there. There. So that is going to be, as you can see, it is sticking up a little bit here, but I will adjust that in a minute. But as you can see, that is going to be the front and the back cover of my journal, or the start of it anyway. So right, I'm now going to go and I will stitch that onto the stitching, onto the sheeting. Right, okay then. I have now finished stitching down the fabric onto the cover, onto the sheeting, and as you can see I've gone along here and down, around the edges, through the middle, anchoring down the middle. You can hardly see where the middle is now, and that's fine, those pieces are fine. And that is actually how I decorate the cover. That's the basis of the cover. Now what I do next, just out of interest, I've got some tulle here with some sparkly bits on, and I like to decorate it with that. So I've cut a piece, that's the size, there we go, that's the size of the cover, there we are, and that is what I use to decorate that. That's the start of my embellishing. So I will pin this down. I mean, you may not want to. You may want to leave it as it is, but I kind of like this. So I'll pin this on and stitch that down. Okay, so I'll anchor it down with the pins because it does slip if you're not careful. So that's tulle with sparkly bits in it. So that's that. Okay, so that's the tulle covering like that. And then what I do then, I'll go away and I'll sew that, and I won't do that now, but and then you kind of embellish it. You're getting the idea of what I do. You could use this around it, you know, around the edges, or daisy or something around the edges. I mean, all this machine embellishing has to be done before you sew the lining on, but that's another story. If you need to look at any more, you can get that on my other video, which is how to make a springtime journal, and that's on YouTube. So that's that. And of course you can use these little, I found these little snippets as well, snippets, clusters. I mean, these would look quite nice on here to embellish it a bit. Anyway, that's by the by. The next bit I'm going to show you is how I use them as a pocket, the snippet rolls as a pocket, and snippet roll to decorate a page. Okay, so here's my page. It is 8 by 12, and again this is cotton sheeting, polycotton or cotton sheeting, just cut like that. And if you can imagine, if you will, that is going to be a page. That's one side and that's the other side. That's when it's all finished. Again, it's on YouTube how to do this completely, but for this purpose this is just going to be to show you how to put a pocket on. So what I do, I'm just going to do the front of the page, and I've cut this piece of fabric roughly the size that I need And for the purposes of this, I'm just going to pin it down. I've got a piece over there somewhere that we chopped off earlier. Now where's that? Ah, there it is. Look, remember this piece? This is the piece I chopped off earlier and said, oh, don't worry, it won't be wasted. It could be a pocket. And look, it is absolutely the perfect size. I've got to decide where I'm going to put it, and I think probably somewhere like that is going to go. And as I said, it's just the right size, doesn't need anything doing to it. So I am now going to decorate my pocket, and I've got some bits of daisy which I've cut. So I like these. This is going to be, I've measured and I've cut them, and they're going to be like this. So that's how that's going to go. Okay. Any decoration you want to do with your machine on your pocket must be done before you stitch it to your page. You can't do it else. You can hand sew little bits on, but you can't use your machine. You'll be in awful trouble if you try. So I'm now just going to go away and decorate and put those daisies on. Okay, I've now finished decorating the little pocket, stitched on the daisy trim all the way around, and I'm now going to place it where I want it. So it's going to go there. Now I'm going to pin it there we are. Now that is ready to sew. But don't forget, you're only going to sew, there we go, 3 sides. Right, so you're going to sew down here, along there, and along there. You're going to leave this piece open to make the pocket. I'm not going to do that because I want to embellish and do a bit more to this page, but that is how you do your pocket. Now quickly, to decorate the page is almost exactly the same as doing the front cover. All you do, you get a piece that you want to use, you line it up, okay, and that was another piece that we chopped off at the beginning, and you will match that up, trim it up a little bit, and basically that is your page. Okay, so you will anchor that down, fasten it down by stitching it, and then embellish it to however you want to embellish it. I will quickly show you, if I can find it quickly. There we go. Yep. Right, this one, the shabby rose, was done exactly the way I've just shown you. That in there, if you can see, is a snippet roll cut, decorated, embellished, and all that kind of thing. And there's a pocket made and embellished from a snippet roll. There's a page made from the same snippet roll. You can just about see it through the embellishments. Yeah, and there's the snippet roll again, decorating the page. And on this one, I've cut it at an angle and decorated it in there. Okay, well, I hope that's given you some inspiration, and I will be doing some more tutorials, and I hope this one has given you a bit of a helping hand and a bit of a, like I say, a bit of inspiration. Thank you for looking. Bye for now.